Hello comrades! 1 hour ago I published a post and informed you that after my work I would like to answer some questions. So there are two questions. One I don't know answer yet, so I will check it and answer later. And today I will answer the question of the comrade, I suppose comrade from Belarus, Рабочее дело, who asked me about the conflict between Poland and EU concerning the question of the law. So firstly, I would like to say that recently I published two videos. One is the conversation with Bojan Stanislavski about this subject. It is long conversation, more than 1 hour. And also, a day later, I published analysis of the European Union made by the professor Bruno Drwęski. But I will, of course, answer these things. So, I think that there are two things which we have to discuss. First, it is a law in the capitalist country, law in Poland. And I would like to say that I am against the system which exists in the bourgeois states. It is obvious because I'm a communist, but I would like to explain why I am against this system, how the Polish system works. But it is not very originally, it is system in all the European Union. I suppose that also in United States it's similar, and I think that in all the capitalist countries is very, very similar to the system which exists in Poland. So in Poland we have the market economy, we have everything is commodity, and commodity you can buy if you have money, and law in Poland it is also the kind of the commodity. So if you are rich, if you are a CEO of the big corporation and you want to buy a law in Poland, you can buy it legally, because it's like this, that you have to collaborate with the lobbyist, and this lobbyist go with money to the members of parliament, give them money, and after they vote a law, what law you want. It is totally legal, and in Brussels it is, and all this law which is creating in European Union, it is big factory of corruption. It is legal corruption. Lobbying, it is legal corruption. So law, it is nothing to do with democracy. It is law creating for the rich to defending rich. It is the base for this video, because all the people who say that in Poland we don't have democracy and we have to defend democracy because the PIS wants to change something, it's bullshit. Because democracy, we have the plutocracy, we have the dictator of the rich, and it is normal for the capitalist society. So now I would like to say that I am not living in Poland. First time I emigrated in 2012, and since 2013 all the time I am in France. So it is already 8 years where I am living in France, and of course I don't know many subjects about the question in Poland, but I think that I am very good informed. I speak with people, I read the media, and so I would like to say that I have my political instinct that sometimes when I don't know details what is all about, I watched who is who support which case, and I know that my biggest enemy, it is the bourgeoisie. My biggest enemy, it is the politician who always defend the bourgeoisie, who always defend the rich. In Poland it is very easy, because we have the party named the Platform Platforma Obywatelska. Civic Platform, it is a party, the leader of this party, it is Donald Tusk. He was a prime minister on Poland 2007-2014, after he became a bureaucrat in the very important bureaucrat in the European Union. Now he came back to Poland, and it's him who provoked all this conflict, that he tried to make all this propaganda that and create conflict between Poland and European Union. So, of course, this question which Comrade Raboczaje Dzieło asked is a question about details. And I will not say all these details, because it is complicated. It is also complicated because of question of vocabulary. I don't know all these lawyers' vocabulary, but I can say you with my heart that if Donald Tusk supports something, I have to be against. I don't have to think a lot of time. If Donald Tusk is support something or against something, I am always against him, because he always all things which he promote like a prime minister or like a politician, it is firstly we have to know that in 1990s he was a big supporter of solutions of the Chile in the time of Pinochet. He was the extreme liberal, and he supported in the time when we have big strikes in 1992, 1993, and the workers came to Warsaw, and they were against the counter-revolution, against the market reform. In Poland it's named Plan Balcerowicza. They came to Poland and they came to Warsaw and said, we don't want this reform, we don't want that you close our factories, that you make people unemployed. And he wrote article that sometimes we have to use the state power, we have to use army to fight with the workers, because the reform of capitalism needs to, the workers have to listen us, and if we need the Pinochet show how we have to speak with workers. So he is a psychopath. Now he don't use these words, he don't say anything about Pinochet, but in this mind we have these articles. Now he is a little more civilized liberal, but he is extremist. He is neoliberal extremist. When he was in power in Poland, he wanted to make Poland the retirement age he make longer, that Polish people have to work to Soissons 7 years, Polish women Soissons 60, Soissons it's French. So it was that Polish woman, it was 60 and he changed for 65, and man 65 to 67. And many reforms which he made, it is the catastrophe for the Polish people. So now we have the question of, first question is that democracy. What is democracy, and how the rich are frightened of the democratic solutions. And in Poland we have the system, because all this case is the symbol of the struggle is the thing which name is Tribunał Konstytucyjny, Constitutional Tribunal. And this what is the role of the Constitutional Tribunal? We can imagine situation that in the next election in 2023, Comrade Michael, me, and my comrades from Polish Workers' Party, we will take part in the election, and we will win this election, and we will try to make realize our communist program. that we will nationalize the industry, we will expropriate the bourgeoisie, and we will make a lot of reform to help to change the life of the Polish workers. And so we can win the election in the presidential election, we can win election to the parliament, but we can make a law, and after the Tribunal Konstytucyjny, the body which was not elected in the democratic way, the body which is the people who are there, they are the elites of this system, the old lawyers who are the mission of these lawyers is defending the capitalist system, defending this market economy, and they can say we don't care that you were chosen by the people. We don't care. We don't care that in the parliament you vote a law. We don't care that the president signed the law. We are the Tribunal Constitutional, and we say that this is against constitution. So you see that this 15 or 20 persons who are in the Tribunal Constitution, it is like dictator. They can stop all the new law, and of course it is anti-democratic things. So the first problem it's if we defend democracy or we are against democracy. And what is democracy? The democracy, it is election. It is the moment when the people from one country can decide something. I am not supporter of party of Kaczynski. I am not supporter of Law and Justice Party, but I respect that this party is winning election because poor people, when they choose this party, not the liberal party, and all these things which is started in 2015, because all these things which is now, it is continuation of this protest which started in 2015. In 2015, when the PIS won election, there was the new protest movement called Komitet Obrony Demokracji. So it is Committee of the Defense of the Democracy, and it was made by this by the celebrities and the leaders of the Civic Platform Party. And what do they mean to defend democracy? This person was responsible for big corruption, and they knew that if the law will be changed, they will go to the prison. So they didn't defend democracy, they defend themselves, they defend the right to be not go to prison. And of course, in this case where there is the conflict in the Polish bourgeoisie between the bourgeoisie who support PIS, we can say that it is more than petty national bourgeoisie, and we have this big bourgeoisie collaborating with the European Union or the big corporations which support with money. They support Civic Platform. So it is the background of this conflict. Now we have continuation of this conflict because the European Union supported the Tribunal Konstytucyjny. And it is the question, and now we have the question of the law. Which law is more important? The Polish law is important in Poland, or the European law is important in Poland? And where is the problem? The problem is that the European Union is the organization where is a lot of hypocrisy. hypocrisy, and official, it is democratic institution where every state have the same they are equal states. But in reality, everybody knows that European the nations in the European Union are divided. There are the nation privileged because of the historical reason, because of the economic power. So Germany, it's officially one of the many members of the European Union, but in practice, Germany is trying to use European Union to continue these things which was already planned in German planification in the time of First World War. All this kind of this project of Mitteleuropa, it was a project to create in the Eastern Europe all the system of the protectorate, where the Germans will be controlled economically and politically, all these countries, Baltic states, Poland and Balkan and stuff like this. After we have one more time situation in the Second World War, when the Europe was united by Hitler, and all the economy of Europe was using to military economy of Third Reich. And now we have European Union. And of course, we don't have violence. We don't have real violence, but we have economic violence. We have economic violence that German Commissar Ursula von der Leyen, they make chantage to Poland, Hungary, and other nations which in the mind of the big German bourgeoisie, it is they are not equal. We are only something like the protectorate, something like the colony. Our place in the Europe is to be the reservoir, the place where the labor is cheap, and they can delocalize in our country factories from there to make economies, to make work cheaper. And this question that you have to agree with us, if not, we don't give you money. It is something that it is a question of dignity. That if somebody say you that you are you have to be obeyed for us, because all these things that law that they try to in the propaganda say that Poland is the exception. But it is bullshit. For example, in the Spain tribunal, when they have problem with Catalonia, European Union decided that Spanish law is more important in Spain than European law. It's the same is for the German law, and in every nation the law of this country is more important than the European law. And Poland, they said that Poland is not good because Poland is the only country who don't respect European rules. Now it's a question of what does it mean that the Polish law in Poland is less important than European law. We can imagine the situation when we have the corporation from the Western countries and all the corporation in Polish economy. It is the corporation from France, from Germany, and stuff like this. And for example, there is the workers who wants to strike, or they don't pay workers money or stuff like this, and the Polish tribunal will punish this corporation, but this corporation after will appeal to the European, and they say with European law you don't have to right to make this judgment against this corporation because it is European corporation, not Polish corporation. So, in all these cases, I would like to say that, of course, I hate PIS. I hate Morawiecki. I hate Kaczyński. I am not agree with them. But I also know that the bureaucrats from the German government or the bureaucrats from the European Union, this is the same kind of psychopaths or worse, and I am also against them. And in this question, who is right or who is wrong, I think that for the reason of the workers in Poland, first thing, it is democracy. And democracy, it is that if we choose Polish Workers' Party, nobody will say that it is that we can't make changing the Poland because this is against constitution. I don't care. I go to power. I want to take power, and I want to destroy this constitution. Destroy this constitution because this constitution defend the bourgeoisie. I want to destroy this law because this law defend the rich people. In Poland and in other capitalist countries, we have the law where always, if you are rich, you don't go to prison. If you are poor, you are going to prison. It's simple, and I am against it. I want to change it, and the Tribunal Constitutional is the reactionary force which support this exploitation system. Okay, so it is my answer.